Mets dropped Game 3 to the Houston Astros by a score of 2-1. Hard hit balls, just fine gloves. What do I mean? Well, I'll get into it briefly, right after the intro.
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the Mets of New York Town.
Welcome back to the Bleed Orange and Blue podcast. My name is TJ Labby, and this is the post-game review. Game 3, the New York Mets taking on the Houston Astros last night, a Saturday night baseball game on Fox, and they dropped that game 2-1. And I literally said it. Yesterday that the Mets need to capitalize with scoring opportunities, with men on base, with traffic on base. And what do? They don't do anything of what I said. I read an interesting statistic last night that the Mets, starting this season, I think are like 12 for 87 with runners in scoring position. Are you kidding me? That probably might be wrong. I don't know. I think it was for probably something else, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But dude, this offense needs to wake up. What I thought last night when I was watching this game is they left the bats in Florida. Luckily, they're heading back to Florida tomorrow to face the Miami Marlins, so hopefully they can remember what offense is like. Lindor on a huge slump. He hasn't even gotten a hit yet. Alonso is on a slump. I know it's 3 games, but when you are looking at one of the best supposedly looking at one of the best offenses in the league, you think that they'd make a statement quickly and that we'd be scoring runs left and right. That first game, they had traffic so early, yet they couldn't score. I'm like, okay, it's only game 1. But what the heck? They are getting traffic in 3 straight games, and they can't do anything. It's ridiculous. They were 0 for 10 last night with 15 strikeouts? I don't even know. It was just pathetic and ridiculous and same old Mets stuff in the start of the season. We're heading into the end of March tomorrow, so who knows what happens. But let's take a look at our stat lines. First, the pitching stat line, which was probably the only good thing of the night. Griffin Canning got the loss, unfortunately, in his first start, but he looked absolutely solid. 5 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, both of them earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He gave up 1 home run to Jeremy Pena, which I don't know how that got out. It barely got out. It literally squeaked out in the Crawford seats. So nothing much he could have done there, but I think he did a great job last night. Just needs to tighten up that slider a little bit more, and I think we're looking at a good pitcher developing in that pitching lab, and hopefully a good third spot starter for now until Manaea comes back. Jose Butto out of the pen, 1 2/3, gave up a hit, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. He was great. And then Max Kranick literally thrown into the fire. Bases loaded with 1 out, and he had to face Yordan Alvarez, and he got him to pop out. And then he also got Christian Walker to ground out. So 2/3 of an inning he pitched, nothing much there. And another interesting stat with this bullpen, currently this season, this is from Dan Bartels on Twitter, 9.2 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 6 walks, 9 strikeouts, no home runs allowed, and a 0.00 ERA. So we're switching the theme, or no, we're basically continuing the theme that the Mets can do one thing good and one thing good only. The pitching has been fantastic. They've been lights out so far in this first series. The offense is nowhere to be seen, and it will show as I reveal the hitting stat line from last night's game. Now, mind you, they got one hit. Can anybody guess where that one hit came from? Well, I'll reveal it to you. Lindor 0 for 4, didn't get anything going last night. All he had was groundouts and flyouts. Juan Soto got the only hit. Shocker. 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. He now increases his average to a 333. Alonso 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Need him to get it going. Nimmo 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Vientos 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Winker 0 for 2, didn't get anything going. Marte 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and a pitiful strikeout at that. He's looking at 3 straight pitches on the outside corner. Dude, swing the bat. Torrens 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Acuna was just a pinch runner. He didn't have anything. He got stolen base, though. Beatty 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He's trying. He's digging. He's trying to figure it out. Sanger didn't have an at-bat. He came in to catch with the pinch runner. And then Siri 0 for 2 with a run scored, which we'll get to that, and a walk and 2 strikeouts. He free swings way too much. He needs to be more patient at the plate, and he needs to develop on finding his pitch, and hopefully with time he can develop to find that pitch. But anyways, the final stat line of this game, the Mets 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Astros 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. But another big thing that I stated in the intro, hard hit balls finding gloves. You will not believe these exit velocities that the Mets had during this game alone. Alonso with his flyout to DeCenzo, 102.9 off the bat. Beatty with his line out to Christian Walker, 104 off the bat. Brandon Nimmo with a ground out to Christian Walker, 103 off the bat. Jesse Winker's flyout, 103 off the bat. Torrens, 95.4, that's nothing. Pena's homer was 106 off the bat, so it kind of deserved to lead, but it kind of didn't because it's a home run in 6 out of 30 ballparks, which is insane. So that would have been, a double at Citi Field or something. Dubon, his lineout was 96.6. I'm just going through the exit velocities here. Lindor, 97.4 off the bat. That ground out that Soto had, which was the lone RBI of this game for the Mets, 101 off the bat. Altuve, 98.1. Paredes, 103.1. Alvarez, 110. Didn't surprise me at the slightest. I thought that ball was gone with his RBI double. Lindor, 103 off the bat. Vientos, his line out to end the game, 107 off the bat. So it's not a case of, it's definitely a case of the Mets are not able to get anything progressing with the strikeouts. There wasn't that many strikeouts, though. Or actually, never mind, there was 9 strikeouts in the game. I digress. But still, they were doing the job that they needed to do on the offensive side. Exit velocities over 100 or more are finding gloves. And I don't know what to say. It's like they're hitting the ball hard, but they're not finding a hole. They're not finding a gap. And apparently the ball's not finding the ground for some reason. Some of these balls should have been hit over the fence. Juan Soto's double last night, you'd think that was going to be hit over the fence. No, it was knocked off the wall. I'm like, great, we can finally get something going. We're finally going to get something going. Hello? Anyone? Can you get the bats out of Florida and figure out how to hit? Please. I know we're 1-2, but this is... Do you see what division we're in? This is the NL East. This is a bloodbath division. The Phillies are already undefeated. The Nationals, well, their bullpen is selling. Miami has 2 walk-off wins this season. And we play them next, and it's always a pain in the neck whenever we play Miami, even when they suck. Just please get the offense going. Your pitching is getting it done. They are literally good. They are performing. They're doing everything they need to do, and they're getting you those solid innings. They're the only reason the Mets have been kept in all 3 of these games. They only capitalized on Friday's game on Apple TV with Soto's home run and, the RBIs. They were able to get to Hunter Brown because they saw Hunter Brown a good amount of spring training and they figured out how to hit off him. Arrighetti, I don't think they saw all spring. They might have. It might have been 1 or 2 starts. But whatever. The only run in this game came off a ground out that Jose Siri barely beat out. And it was crazy to see. I don't know how a pitcher makes that mistake. Soto's ground ball to Arrighetti. Arrighetti looks back at Siri, who's on third, then lollygags and just throws it to first. Dude, just throw it regularly to Christian Walker, and then you can throw it home and probably get Siri out. But no, in that little time span of margin, Siri was able to get home, and he basically stole home for a run. The Mets should not have scored a run in this game. They were lucky to score a run in this game because they could not do anything. Anything. Now, am I overreacting? Maybe a little bit but dude, when I know I already said this, but it's like when you're coming into the season and you're supposed to have one of the most highly touted offenses in the National League, and you do that, you only score 5 runs through the span of 3 games. Yes, I know it's Houston. Yes, I know that they're basically going to be another playoff contending team, even though they got rid of several key pieces of their team. But still, you have to come into the season. And I also know that I'm probably going to get the comments that it's like, oh, but we started 0-5 last season. And the offense looked horrible in that. Yeah, I don't know. Dude, it's just me, I guess. I don't know. It's just me. It's just what I'm thinking, what's going through my noggin at this point. But, dude, figure it out. Just figure it out. Lonzo needs to stop swinging at first pitch. He needs to be more patient at the plate. Soto is literally carrying this team on his back. He has not digressed at any point of the season so far. Literally, I don't know. It's just figure it out, man. Figure it out. It's dumb. It's just dumb, but that's the typical life of a Mets fan. That happens. But anyways, the pitching matchup for tomorrow between the Mets and the Marlins. Obviously, no lineups out because the game is tomorrow. It's on SNY, so you get to listen to Gary, Keith, and Ron. Thank goodness. David Peterson takes the bump against Cal Quantrill. What I want tomorrow, David Peterson to continue his dominance from spring and to continue his dominance from the second half of last season. And what I want to see is that the Mets score more than 3 runs. Plain and simple. Cal Quantrill is not that good of a pitcher. And also, I hope I didn't just jinx it, because imagine I just said that and now Cal Quantrill is probably going to go 7 shutout innings tomorrow. But who knows? That's just Mets luck. But yeah, get the offense going. Give me some runs. Give me some consistent offense. Score with runners on traffic. Score with runners on base. Get more than what we showed in Houston. Show me that this offense can be the offense that we want it to be. And hopefully, Lindor can wake up, finally get that hit. Alonso can figure it out. Everybody in the lineup can figure it out. If you have to move the lineup early, then move the lineup early. You got to do what you got to do. You need to win games. You need to win games in this division. It's not going to be easy. So hopefully they figure out. Hopefully we can get back to the winning ways tomorrow. But that's for this episode of the Bleed Orange and Blue podcast. You can put it in the books.